Factsverse presents. Anyone who sees their dog standing in this position should know this. Dogs. They make great companions. Life would be great if they could talk to us, wouldn't it? They could tell us what they were thinking and feeling, but, well, sadly they can't, at least not with current technology. You can tell your dog's happy when he's jumping around and wagging his tail, and you can tell when he is sad when he puts his ears down and whimpers. If you want to understand a bit more about what your dog is thinking, though, there are a few cues that you can pick up on. Eye contact. When your dog makes eye contact with those adorable puppy dog eyes, it's the equivalent of him kissing you. If he stares at you, he's not being creepy, he's just trying to show you that he loves you. Bringing you a toy. If your dog brings you a toy, it doesn't necessarily mean that he wants you to throw it. If he doesn't want to play catch, you throwing his toy could just hurt his feelings. He might just be bringing you his favorite toy so that you can enjoy it yourself. He's being thoughtful. Sleeping with you. If your dog would rather sleep with you in your bed rather than his own bed, that's because you are his favorite person in the world. And that means that he wants to spend as much time with you as possible. Jumping on you. If your dog rushes to the door and jumps on you when you get home, it means he missed you. He's trying to get to you as quickly as possible to welcome you home. You are his best friend just like he's yours, and he missed you all day long, and he wants you to know it. Calmness before you leave. Before leaving the house, your dog might get very quiet and stare at you. Don't let that make you feel guilty. He's calm because he knows that you are going to come back. Look in his eyes. Studies have shown that dogs can speak more with their eyes than with their body language. If you want to know what your dog's feeling, look into his eyes for a few minutes. Cuddling after meals. If your dog will often cuddle with you after a meal, he's trying to tell you that he is your best friend and you're his. He's thankful for his delicious meal. Leaning on you. If your dog leans on you while you are sitting or standing, it's not because they're dizzy or tired. It's kind of their way of hugging you. Since he can't really put his paws around you for a real hug, this is about as close as he can get. A flick of the tongue. If your dog flicks his tongue at you, it's his way of telling you that he's sorry for what he has done. He knows that he's irresistible when he does this too, so you probably need to forgive him. At least that's what he's hoping you'll do. Yawning. If your dog is yawning in front of you, that doesn't mean that you've bored him to death. It just means that he feels safe with you. Animals in the wild, they yawn as a sign of submission. He's trying to show you that he trusts you completely. More yawning. If you're out in public and your dog is yawning, he might not be tired, he's just trying to tell you that he feels safe with you. In some cases, though, it could be that he's feeling anxious or nervous about his surroundings, so just keep a good close eye on your dog to see which one that might be. Sitting at your feet. If your dog sits at your feet quite often, it means he's trying to protect you. He's waiting for a simple move of your foot, and then he will go into protective mode. Chewing on things. If your dog is chewing up the furniture, cords, shoes, well, it doesn't mean he's trying to make you angry. Dogs will often chew on things when they feel cooped up. Your dog just needs more playtime, so try taking him for a walk. You might need to release some pent-up energy. One paw up. If your dog is walking with one paw off the ground, it doesn't mean that that particular paw is in pain. If he is sniffing around the ground and has his paw up, he might be playing puppy detective. He's trying to figure something out, and this is his detective position. Head tilt. If your dog tilts his head when you talk to him in a high-pitched voice, he's trying to pick up on certain words. He's hoping to hear words like walk, go out, or treats. Howling. Many people believe that their dogs howl because they are the ancestors of wolves. Well, the real reason that your dog is howling is to assert his rank and to communicate with you. He also might want to be let loose. Walking in circles. If your dog walks in circles before lying down comfortably, well, he gets that from his wolf ancestors. In the wild, wolves will walk in circles to flatten the twigs, leaves, and other debris to make his sleeping area more comfortable. Walking in circles, it's just instinct. Eating grass. If your dog is eating grass, it doesn't necessarily mean he's hungry. He might be doing it because he just needs the grass. Grass can make up for his lack of fiber in the diet, and it can also treat intestinal worms, and it can aid in digestive health. No, you don't have to start eating grass. We're just talking about your dog. Sniffing butts. Your dog doesn't sniff other dogs' butts because he's being gross about it. It's how he gets information about that dog. It's also their way of saying hello, kind of like shaking hands. Aren't you glad you're not a dog in that aspect? Eating poop. If your dog is eating the poop from his crate, well, he's not hungry. It's a little disgusting, but he's not trying to be disgusting. He's trying to clean up the crate, believe it or not, to make things easier on you. Yes, he loves you so much he's willing to eat his own poop so you don't have to clean it up. Staring at you. If your dog is continuously staring at you, he's not trying to brainwash you or freak you out. He's staring at you because he's begging for your attention. Dragging his butt. If your dog is dragging his butt, he may have an itchy rear end. He also might feel poop stuck on his fur, or he could have an issue with his anal glands. Chasing his tail. There are plenty of reasons that your dog might chase his tail. He could be bored, he's trying to entertain himself, he may have no idea what his tail is. He could be chasing it due to anal gland issues, or if the space around him is just too cramped. Hyper after a bath. If your dog is all adrenaline after that bath, that's pretty normal. He's happy that bath is finally over and he wants to dry off his coat quickly and get back to playing. Sticking his head out the car window. Dogs love to stick their heads out the window of cars just to see the world. Also, the speed and the wind gives them kind of a high. Yeah, your dog's an adrenaline junkie just like you. Humping. Dogs don't always hump inanimate objects for sexual pleasure. Your dog could be doing this to assert his dominance. He could be doing it because he's just so happy and excited and he just can't help himself. Following you. It's not uncommon for your dog to follow you everywhere you go, even into the bathroom. He's not trying to invade your privacy, he just wants to be with you and to protect you. Rolling on his back. If your dog's playing and he rolls on his back, it's kind of a strategy. He might roll over to avoid a bite or to give a bite. If he's playing with a smaller dog, he might roll on his back to give that little dog a fair chance while playing. What odd things does your dog do? Tell us in the comments below and subscribe for more.